Hello, hello, everyone. Hello to everyone who is going to join this live, and hello to everyone who is going to catch the replay. I am going to wait just about maybe 2 to 3 minutes for the room to fill in, but really, I think I should go in. This is going to be. I really wanted to come. Last time I came here and we had a good time. I had a very serious topic that I wanted to share and bring forth to you guys here. So I did so. This particular live, I really want to share that is going to be very triggering. Okay, so it's important. It's going to be triggering. If you come in and if you're joining this live afterwards and I don't read your comments, I don't reply to your comments, is because I really want to be very focused into what I am going to share with everyone here. The first thing that I am going to say to you, thank you for the person who's here. Don't forget to like and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, okay? I think that on a last live that we talked about, I mentioned mental health issues in the country of Haiti. First, how are you doing? How was the month of May for you? How are you guys holding up? How's the mental? How's life? For me, life is good. My mental, I had to work with it. It's been a lot. It's been very, very challenging for me since the last live that I put out for you. Um, it's been hard. It's been a lot of emotions for me. And the reason that it's been a lot of emotions for me is because I was really, really upset about what took place online. I felt like I was fighting for my life over there on Instagram. And it brought me into the future, understanding what's getting ready to happen in Haiti, understanding understanding what's getting ready to happen in Haiti, understanding the things that are getting to be rubbed off. Like you know how some people clean up, they don't want to do a lot of cleanup, so they just rub all the dust underneath somewhere, and when you come in, you're thinking that this is a clean space because you're not really looking for the dirt, but the dirt is here. It hasn't been properly cleaned. And also, one of the things that I'm pretty sure that some of you are aware of is that I'm hypersensitive. I can see and I can map things out, right? I'm hyper sensitive when it comes to the truth and when it comes to Haiti. When it comes to Haiti, I'm hypersensitive. I don't want people to come and negate and debate me about Haiti, not only because I have lived really some. Hello, Sherry. Thank you so much for being here, my love. I'm getting ready to talk about something that's very triggering. So I'm not really going to be reading anybody's comment. I'm just really going to talk. At first, I said that I didn't want anybody to, when you catch the replay, for people who are going to catch the replay, but you can always comment. But it was important for me. I really wanted to come here and bring this forward, even if it's something that is very personal and that is, but I want to show you that when I have certain stance regarding Haiti, and when my stance is hard, like some people can feel like, oh my god, like they're not only is that they haven't lived what most of us have lived, especially people who've only lived in the United States of America, right? But also, when you can see through things and you know what you're talking about, it can get under your skin when people just comment or say things that are absolutely unapplicable. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the last live that we talked about, I mentioned to you mental health issues in the Haitian community. I also mentioned to you how this would be the number one factor for anybody. Like, if there was an area that I feel like Haiti absolutely needs, if any type of work that you're doing, you need to have a department, a component for mental health in the country of Haiti. The country of Haiti has faced severe, I'm talking about ruthless violence since the year 2021. But truth be told, prior to that, I came in 2018, it was up and down. The violence wasn't rampart. But post assassination of President Moise, it's been hell. And it's important for me to talk about these things because I don't want people to rub things under the rug. I need for all of you to understand the gravity. Yes, it is the World Cup season. Everybody is like, IT. Myself, I am. But let's not only look at the World Cup. Let's really start to paying attention because right now, as I speak to you, between this year all the way to 2030, this is the big boss. This is really the nitty gritty that is getting ready to happen. And if you are not paying attention, if you are easily distracted, then you are in for the shit show that is getting ready to go down. Now, let me talk to you about what took place in this house last week, how my life was in danger. And this is going to tie into everything that I've talked about. Now, remember what I said, this is a sensitive topic because I know that many of my viewers are living in the United States. And if you are a Haitian person, one way or another, what happened in Haiti trickles down to you again, one way or another. So, in the month of February, my mother has my okay so my mother has an older sister. My mother is the youngest one out of her family. She's the youngest. My grandmother had maybe 12 children or so, but out of all of them, only four of them, were alive. So it's four sisters. My mother is the youngest out of all of them. She is also the one who was well off, right? It's important for me to give you a little bit of detail for context so that we understand what took place. It's deep, it cuts deep, but it's important, right? I know that many of you are going to relate. um, Listen to this with a grain of salt, take some cool water, and don't let the emotion rob you, okay? So my I grew up. So the out of all of these sisters, there were three of them who were very close. So the aunt that you guys know who passed away, Tatmire, that's Mimi. She's the one who raised my mom. She's the one who raised my mother, and she lived in the United States, and we lived with her for a good majority of our lives when we went to college. My mother also has another sister who lives out in Company in the South. She's also very close with my mother. Her children, one of her daughters, she had three children. One of them passed away when she was a baby. And my mother raised her daughter and her son. She kind of halfway raised the son who's been living with us since the year 2021. So her son live partially in and out with my mother, but her daughter, my mother raised her. Okay, and then there's the oldest sister who's always been by herself. She's never been very close to the other sisters. She's always been by herself. and she was married. Her husband died very like early on. I never got to meet her. Excuse me, I never got to meet him. But that sister had only one child, a daughter. The daughter is about 1 year older than myself. Okay, pretty much we grew up together. I'm talking about the daughter. Now, that sister lived in Company for a great majority of her life, but after that, she went to Lekai. Lekai is where she stayed until about when her daughter was probably 12 years old, and she came to Port-au-Prince because she didn't have a place to stay in Port-au-Prince. She lived with the other sister, the sister that I'm telling you about that my mother raised her daughter, but my other aunt was already living in the States, not me, like the one who died recently. She was already living in the US, right? So when that daughter came to live with us, to be really honest, she's always been very strange. She's the only child. She used to be with us, but she was something else. Like, to be very honest, right now I'm starting to think that everything is not wasn't okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe her mother didn't instill the discipline that my mother instilled in us. Her mother did not instill. And she's always been very weird. Like, she's always been, it's like she would, when we were kids, she would come to our house and she would use all of our stuff. Like, she would take her our stuff and go home with it. And it felt like, to me looking back, it felt like it was like, okay, they have enough. Like, they have, so I can grab this, I can grab that. She's always been doing this until she stopped doing this to me when I started to come back and forth in Haiti. I do not allow people to go in my luggage and grab my stuff without asking me. So I remember vividly her doing a couple of things to me and me putting her back in her place pretty roughly, and she stopped. But long story short, that daughter had two children. She has two daughters, right? The first daughter, she had her when she was 20 years old. That daughter is 1 year older than me. Okay, her first daughter, she had her when she was 1 year older than myself. Like, she was 20 years old. Excuse me. And her second daughter, she had her when she was 30 years old. I don't want to put her business out, but she just had these kids. Okay, we don't know much about their father, but also she hasn't lived close to us. And plus, all of us, we were in the US. My other cousin who was raised with me, she lives in Canada, so she's always maybe felt like the outsider, like the outcast, because it's like we were always tied, like me, my sisters, my brother, and my other cousin is always us, and then she's always like on the other side, right? um Making poor decision. And I don't know where her mother, because her mother, that woman did not play. When I tell you that that woman did not play, that woman did not play. I'm talking about Petit. If you let her catch you and put her hands down on you, she would kill you. That's to the point. So I don't know if it's because when she had the first daughter, her mother, it's like her mother never held her accountable for the kids and be like, okay, like, at my age, I wouldn't dare be pregnant at my parents' house and not bring them. Oh my God. At my age, I would not dare do something like that. I would not dare do something like I would have to run away. I would have to pick my shit up and go and tell my baby daddy or like, if I'm not married or I don't have a solid partner, I just can't do this shit. Like, I just the thought, like, I could not do it. So she has the kids, right? She raised her kids. I am not familiar with her kids. I never met her children. Her children did not grow up around us. Are we here? It's important, everything that I'm saying, again, for context. Um, so what happened is, like I said to you, her daughters, we don't know, I never knew them. The oldest one, I never met her. I started to see her like around 2020. Here and there she would come here, pick up stuff that my mother had for them, and I would see her in passing. But I don't know her. I don't know the girl. Okay, yes, she's my family member, but I just don't know her. Long story short, and I remember in 2021, right? Her daughter, her oldest daughter, called me on the phone. She's been wanting to leave them and come be with us. Okay. She's been wanting to do that. She's been wanting to leave them and come live with us. And I remembered um, when she contacted me in 20, I think it was 2020, or that was before the assassination of the president. She said, Taxi, things are like she's very overwhelmed. And it's important again, it's very personal, but I have to tell you the context. Her mother, the one who's older than me, I don't know what's going on with her psyche. So she's not really working. So it's like let's just say she's tap out. She's tap out of life right now. So the daughter, the oldest daughter, the house responsibility is on her shoulder. Not only is that she has to care for the house financially, but the younger sister, she's practically raising that sister. And the grandmother, so her grandmother, my mother's sister, has age, so she's also taking care of the grandmother. So this is context for us to understand what she's been going through. Now, when it comes to me, I grew up in a household filled with people. Let's not forget that my both my parents are from the south, but where my mother comes from, it's big. They literally is hectares of land, and everybody lives together. And I feel like my mom, she still wants to instill those same things. Kind of like, okay, it's family. Yeah, like it's family. But I feel like as her children, because there were so many people in our house when we were raised, it was never us, like my parents' children and my parents. It was never us. It was us and cousin, but everybody, my mother's family. So as I started to grow older, especially after the passing of my aunt, which I spoke to you about, I just was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not continuing in that legacy of it's family. You can come. Like, I don't want to do that. It stops there. Like, I don't care if we're family. I feel like you have to earn my trust. You have to earn my love. You pretty much have to earn everything, right? So when she in 2021 she contacted me and she said, "But remember what I told you? I wasn't raised with them. I don't. The youngest kid I met her recently. So when she contacted me in 2020 and she said, Auntie, things are, she told me psych she did. She said she's going through it. It's too much for her. She needs a break. Can she come here and come spend some time with us? I do believe that it was the summertime. I told her, give me a few. If you're telling me you calling me, you're not calling my mom, you calling me, you letting me know that you want to come here, you want to spend some time. So now I got to make sure that I have enough cash, so to for you to be here with me, because it's like it's summer vacation. If I'm telling you, okay, you can come here, I'm not going to contact my mom if I need to buy you grocery, if I need to go out with you, if I need to be like, okay, let's go spend a weekend at the pool, okay, let's go do this. My money needs to be right. You don't know how I'm moving. You don't know you don't know my finances. These are people who look at you. They look where you stay. You got money. No, baby. Everything has to be planned. So when she contacted me and she said to me, this was 2020, she said, she's overwhelmed. Things are big. She needs a place like she just needs to decompress. I said, give me some time. I think it was around the it was not the summer vacation. It was around Lent season. It was around Lent season. I remember that. So if you're telling me that you're coming for Lent season, and Haiti Lent season is big celebration, if I say to you, come, I have to give my mom the extra cash so that they can make sure that you are well fed. You know what I mean? Like, it's like these kids, like everything has to be planned. C'est pas sous l'argent nous chita là nous-mêmes. Tout bagay planifié, nous pas chita sous cob. Bref, I tell her, give me a second. Let me make move and let me see how I can receive her. Oh, she's upset. It's almost as if she just wanted to call me and be like, Tati, shit is going down. I'm overwhelmed. And I'm supposed to be like, come. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so she gets really, really upset with me and she blocks me. I'm like, ooh, okay, that's how she moves. Those are the things that she's doing. I said, okay. I don't say anything. I don't try to reach out to her. I don't even know the girl. I don't try to reach out to her. I don't try to call her, nothing like that. And I remember one time I called her mom. She answered the phone. When I called her mom, and when she answered the phone, I said, can I speak to your mother?" I know she knew it was me, and she handed the phone over to her mother. This was maybe a couple of months after the whole thing. She handed the phone over to her mother, and her mother said to her, "Who's on the phone?" She said, I'm gonna say it in Creole. She said, "Oh, Bakuni, Tati Becky, Tati Reggie, you're not done your." Pretty much, she told her mother, "I don't know, one of them, one of your, your cousin, Tati this," but it's a tone that she said it, and I said, "Oh," and her mother laughed. Her mother did not correct her. Her mother did not say to her, "Hey, hold up, watch how you talk. These are not your little friends. These are not your people. So watch how you talk about them." Her mother laughed it off. They both laughed it off. And I said, and I'm on the phone listening. I said, okay, that's how baby girl is moving. Okay. So I never hear from her. I never try to call her, but I paid attention and I registered those little interaction because that's how I was like, okay, she's not well raised. She's not well raised. So my aunt passed away. The one that I used to live with in the States. So she dies, and on the wake, they all come here. She comes here, mad loves, hugs me, kiss me, very sweet girl, happy to see me. I get to meet the second one. It's all love. It's all love. Okay, they leave. Okay, so now in January, I needed some jewelry. I wanted to re up on my jewelry. I hadn't really. Usually, the lady that I had who used to sell me a lot of jewelries in Haiti left on the Biden program. So it's like there's a lot of stuff online. Like I could order. I don't know how it happened. I thought about her because she works in a warehouse. She used to work in a warehouse, so they get chunk of things and they distribute. So I called, I said, "Oh, I was thinking, okay, who can I, have who could give me jewelries in bulk for myself?" So I thought about her and I contacted her. She didn't have my number because remember how I told you she had blocked me? That was back in 2020. Back in 2020, 2021, remember, like my phone was hacked and I had changed my number. So she didn't have my new number. So when I contacted her in January, she was really happy. She was like, "Oh my God, that's it." And I said to her, "Hey, listen, you know what? I need some contact. I need jewelry. So I know that you used to work at the warehouse. Can you get me?" She was like, "Yes, I can handle that for you. I can give you contact, and as a matter of fact, if you want, I can have it for you. I can buy it for you." And then, okay. So we talk it off, and that's how she got my number. Comes February, their neighborhood gets raided with the police. They live in La Plaine in Haiti. La Plaine is like it's still in Port-au-Prince, right? So their neighborhood gets totally raided, fights between the police and some of the gangs members who are in the area. So it gets really, really crazy down there. She calls me one evening, frantic. I see her call. I remember I was laying down. I don't answer. She leaves a couple of voices. I listen to the voices. She's frantic. She's panicking. She tells me that things are bad for her over there. The area is poor, but she says the guys are how do I say? It's kind of like they're threatening her. They're making comments about her. It's kind of like, they're making comments about wanting to be with her. They're telling her, like, "Hey, we never see you with a dude. What's up?" I have to tell you that in January, she loses her job. She loses her job in February. She loses the job not out of her own thing. The other, some of her coworkers, this young girl, some of her coworkers got into it with a client, and it looks like she was part of the crew who was, instead of being staying quiet and focusing on the work that you get paid to do, the money that you need. Oh no. She got into it with the customer as well, and they rated them. They did not fire them. They asked them, all of them, they asked them to come to a meeting. She chose not to come. Big boss, she chose not to come. Okay. So she contacts me in February and tells me that, there's a lot of issues. People, the guys are threatening her. They're making slight comments, sexual comments about her. She doesn't want to be over there anymore. Can she come here? It's an emergency. She wants to come here. She wants to come here. I listen to this shit and I'm like, oh God, like it's a no for me. It's a no for me. But when I know what's been going on in Haiti, for one, for two, I also know how these guys move in Haiti. I'm like, it's not sitting well with me not to say anything because she said the guys are threatening me. So I said, damn, I still have to say something. So that I forwarded her voice to my mother. My parents had traveled. My mother had come back. My father was still in the U.S. I forwarded her voice to my mom. I'm like, let me let my mother make the decision because I'm not getting involved into it. I'm not really going to, I don't want to say nothing because personally, for me, it's a no. Like, girl, I don't want you here. I don't want to deal with that. And then my mom comes after work, and I realize that my mom is not saying anything to me. So I'm like, okay, maybe my mother hasn't listened to the voice. So I go and I said to my mother, hey, I forwarded a voice to you. Did you listen to it? My mom said, no, I've been working all day. What's going on? What's going on? I'm like, well, so and so contacted me. She said this is what's going on. Shit is bad. The guys are threatening her. She's asking if she could come here. My mom said, yeah, tell her to come. I said to my mom, no, I'm not going to tell her to come. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, guys. So I said to my mom, no, mommy, I'm not going to tell her to come. This is going to be your decision. You have to tell her to come because when it comes to me, I'm not going to take the decision. So my mom contacts her, and my mom tell her, yeah, absolutely, you could come here until things comes down in your area. Hmm. Ooh. Welcome, yeah, Tyler. I was drinking the prestige already because I was filming. Um, I have excuse me, I have some beer downstairs. I hope that I didn't have lipstick on my tea when I was talking to you guys. I'm so sorry about that. So she comes on a Thursday, right? So happy. The first thing she comes to my room. The girl is so beautiful. She's tall. She's a body banging. I'm like, wow, you blew up. Like, look at you. You look so pretty. I'm so happy to see you. We sit there and we get to talk, guys. She's in my room. I remember I was braiding my hair. We get to talk. As she's talking to me, so we're talking and we're talking about her mom, and she's sharing certain things with me about her mom. And I'm like, to be really honest, like I really don't think your mom's psyche is all the way there because it's like it's kind of crazy the things that she's telling me, which I kind of knew, right? Oh my God, thank you. So he says, hello, I've been following you for a while now, and I really love your posts. You're gorgeous and charismatic. I've been following you since I was in Ivory Coast, and here I am, your biggest fan. Thank you, my love. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so, 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 so much. Thank you. This is why I love to come here because you guys make me feel loved and welcome. The story is gonna get worse. I am going to warn you, it's gonna get worse. But I knew that I could come here. It's a teaching moment. It's probably something that so many Haitians are going through because the displacement is still going on. You guys notice that I'm not even able to do the live outside. In the back of my house, there's a huge camp. They came in July. It's been already almost what, a year. July is gonna make it a year since they've been here. So when I see things online and I comment and people try to come for me, I just really want to fight hard. But anywho, let's stay and let's talk about the situation. So remember, so where I was, I told you guys that she came in on Thursday. When she came in empty-handed, but she came into the room and I was doing my hair and we sat. I was so happy to see her. She was so happy to see me too. We got to talk. But as she's talking to me, guys, she tells me, she says, Tati, I'm not going back over there. She's like, I'm not going back over there. And then she says to me, my mom can do now. Her father is in the picture. We'll talk about the dad soon enough. The father's in the picture, in and out of the picture. He's just not there. Like, I don't know what he got going on with the mother, but the father's like in and out of the picture, but he's not completely out, right? So I say, I don't know if I told you that she was 22 years old. She's 22 years old. So as she's speaking to me, oh, the story is gonna get longer. I may have to change the setting when my mom comes to work because she's gonna probably go through here. So I'll probably go sit outside. Okay. So you're gonna give me, if I have to switch up, I have to make it fast because the people in the back, they're probably gonna blast the music out. But okay. So she comes and on Thursday. So as she's talking to me, the girl blatantly says to me that she's not like, as she's talking to me, I'm realizing that it's like it's a plan. Like she literally planned it out. Like she came here to be here with us, like not to go back home. But I don't say nothing because I'm hearing her. Like she's talking to me and I'm paying attention to what she's saying to me. She tells me she's gonna get ready because the younger sister goes to my parents' school, right? That's where she goes to school. She's like, yeah, Tati, I know what I'm gonna get ready to do. I'm gonna take my sister. My sister's gonna be here with me. When Tati was is my mom. She's like, when Tati was gonna go to work, so I'm listening to her. But it's not registering to me that what she's saying, it's like that's how she's planning to make move, like just come live with us. So she comes on Thursday, the weekend goes smoothly, she's here with us, and things like that. But the minute that she comes, I start to imply boundaries, right? Because she's like coming inside my room telling me that she needs this, telling me that I'm like, okay, I need to start giving her boundaries because it's like, this is what I didn't want. I did not invite you here. When you told me that you were coming, I did not tell you to come. My mom, she's the one that talked to you. So anything that you need, anything that you want, you have to address my mother. This is the thing. This is why I did not, when my mother said tell her to come, I said no. If I had tell her to come, this would have been my death sentence. Everybody would have been like, you told her to come. That's why I had told my mom, no, you tell her to come. I'm not saying anything. So come Monday, she goes to pick up her belongings. Now, mind you, I'm thinking that you come in because there's a situation in your neighborhood and you gotta escape. Okay, you feel like it's bad for you. You're just gonna come with a few belongings. Like you're gonna come with the necessary thing, and that's it. It's it. I never forgot. This was February. I was outside filming. I hear the ring, the doorbell, and it's her. They go open for her. She's like, oh, I come with my belonging. I need some support. So I'm sitting there like, okay, get somebody to help you. I'm paying attention, and this is when I start seeing her coming with all all of her life basically, and I'm looking at this shit like, no way. And I'm remembering the conversation that she had with me regarding the fact that this was it for her. Like she did not want to go back home. Like she wanted to be here. Now I know that for those of you who are probably going to rewatch, you're probably going to be like, well, okay, maybe she just wanted to be here. Remember what I told you. It's her mother has two children. It's her and the youngest one. Mentally, the mother looks like, feels like, acts like she's incapacitated, like she can't handle life. She can't handle the pressure. So a lot of the pressure was on the daughter to handle certain things. So she's trying to escape, but automatically that she came here, I knew it was bad because her mother was not going to be able to handle all the pressure on her own. So when I saw her coming with all the belonging, I'm like, what is this? So I take my phone and I start texting my mom, like, mommy, like, what is the conversation that you had with her? Because she, this is her, the way that I'm seeing that she moved to, look, I told my mom, it feels like she moved in. My mom is like, no, no, don't get upset. She's just here for a couple of days. I'm going to help her get a job. She's going to leave. Don't worry, stay relaxed. And I already knew, God, I already knew that this was bad. I knew it was bad. So I called my older sister who was in the States. I'm like, this is what's going on. I'm not okay with it. You got to put your foot into it. The girl can't be here. Your mother is old. But also, guys, I don't know if I have mentioned this to you. My parents pretty much are not here all the time anymore because of the situation in Haiti. They both travel together. And at time when it's summer vacation, when they stay for 2 3 months in the States, so I'm here alone. I can handle the house alone by myself, but I'm not gonna be here with extra people that I have to manage. A 22-year-old in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Do you know what you're signing up for? Hey, a 22-year-old in Port-au-Prince, Haiti? Oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So I knew that I was on a clock in time, and I called. Amazed on me. I kept calling my older sister, and I'm like, and I say, but when I say this to my sister, and my sister was like, okay, hold up, I gotta. But my sister and I, we don't have the same personality. Like, she's not like me. She's not like me. She's not gonna apply pressure on my mom. She's not. And plus, my mom has a big personality. If she wants to do something, it's difficult, to tell her no. But I'm more of the person but I'm gonna keep talking until some shit pops in, which happened, and then she's gonna be like, damn, well, you were right. Yeah, I was right. I told you no, don't do it. Okay, the girl comes here. Monday moves in. I spend the whole day. I'm like, since she's been here, my blood pressure has been going crazy. And then on Tuesday morning, I get up because I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to play nice in your face and pretend that I'm cool with you, pretending that everything is good. And then after that, talk behind your back. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to straight tell you, okay, this is what's up. So on Tuesday, I go downstairs and I tell her, I looked at all the belonging that she brought. There wasn't not even enough space for her to put all her shit. I said to her, listen, by the looks of the way that everything that you have going on here, did you, it looks like you moved in with us. She looks at me dumbfounded, like she was, you should see the way she looked at me. She was so shocked that I said that to her. Like, I, Tati, I thought this was the plan. I'm like, it looks like you moved in. She's like looking at me like, okay, Tati. I'm like, listen, honey, let me tell you something. I said, you can't do that. I said, you have a mother, you have a father. You cannot just come and be with us and live with us. Your parents are alive. Your mother is only a year older than me. She needs to take care of you. She has to take on the responsibility of you. I said, you can. I said, my parents are old. I said, my parents cannot support you. I said, who's gonna support you? Oh my God, she gets upset. She said, I see, da, 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 da. You were never in my shoes. But my mom, she doesn't, she starts to go in about things that I know. Yes, things that I know. So I'm sitting there on the bed like, shit, like this is crazy because it's like she's still family and she's not a distant family. Her grandmother is my mother's sister, so she's family. Like, I can't tell her, get out. Like, I can't do it. And also, her mother is not responsible, extremely irresponsible. So, I'm looking at her, I'm looking at her face, I'm like, God, this is our baby. What am I supposed to do? I can't tell her to get out. So I said to her, okay. I said, okay, you gotta be here. The minute that you get a job, you gotta save your money because you gotta go live in your own apartment. I'm not. She said, okay, that's it. Okay, okay. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be well behaved. Don't worry. Everything is gonna be okay. I'm like, okay. I said, okay, all right. Everything is okay. The next day we're outside. She's so pretty. When she's here, she was taking care of herself, and she has all her setup for TikTok and everything. So I'm teaching her about content creation, and we're outside, we're taking pictures. And this is where the shit show starts to happen. I know for a fact, I know, because her mother is still living over there with the craziness that's going on. And mind you, when she called me and said that she needed a space, I was on the phone with her mom. Her mom never mentioned shit. Her mom never said, "Hey, did so and so call you and say that the mother acted like she doesn't know what was going on between her and us, like it's out there." The mother never mentioned anything. So we're downstairs, we're taking beautiful pictures. She's looking pretty, she's doing her thing. She feels better. I start to see it. She looks better, she feels better. Oui, je vais bien. Non, ça va. Je suis en train de parler de quelque chose et malheureusement, je dois parler en anglais. Oui, j'étais réellement fâchée avant, mais je ne suis pas vraiment fâchée. Bon, je suis toujours fâchée, mais je ne suis pas aussi fâchée qu'avant. Yes, see. Mhm. Oh, yes, guys. So, I can feel like I'm so sorry. I can feel like she's feeling a lot better, right? She's breathing. She's in a different environment. The house is bigger than where she's from. It's not overcrowded. She's starting to fit. I'm like, I'm paying attention to her. I'm like, okay, you know what? You don't have any kids. You can get down with it. You could. So I'm start to thinking. I'm like, okay, she's 22. She's done with high school, but no trading school, no nothing. Her mother never lifted a finger. It's like whatever. So I'm like, okay, how can I support her? I'm starting to think, how can I support her? What can I'm like, okay, the first thing, she needs to learn a new language. She speaks French, she speaks Creole. I'm like, okay, if she's gonna get a good job, even with Haiti, she gotta learn how to speak English. So there's this big school in Port-au-Prince. So I write it down. I'm like, okay, I'll pay the school for her. She'll learn English. And then after English, I could see how I can make moves. So I'm paying attention. Mes amis, so the girl comes in on Friday. Friday night, I'm sitting inside my room. I think I was writing. It was nighttime. I think I was doing something. I was either on the phone. I was doing something. My phone rings and it's her mom calling me. It was 8:30. The minute that the mother calls me, my heart dropped. I'm like, I'm not answering the phone. I'm not answering the phone. So I quickly contact my sister because I just knew, it was my intuition. The minute that the mom contacted me, I knew that she was gonna say, I'm coming here. I can't stay over there. I just fucking knew it, guys. I knew it. So when she contacted me, she called me. I did not answer the phone. She called me once. I did not answer. She called me three times. I never answered. On the third ring that she called me, I called my sister. I said to my sister, hey, I'm receiving some call from so and so. Did she contacted you? Because I wanted to know if she had contacted my sister or my mother, because I just knew, like, we don't usually converse. Like, how you gonna, if you calling me at 8:30, going on 9 p.m., you're gonna tell me some crazy shit. You're gonna tell me that shit is tight for you. You need a space. Like, you're gonna tell me something. I don't answer her because I'm like, let me just not answer and pretend like, let me just not answer. 9 o'clock, I hear the gate open. I'm thinking to myself, because my mom, her blood pressure has been going up and down. So I'm thinking to myself that when I hear the gate open, it was Friday. I'm like, okay, is it my mom? Does my mom, is it her blood pressure? Are they rushing her out? So I go outside and I call the lady, one of the lady who works here. I'm like, hey, what's going on? The gate is open. Is mom going out? She's like, no. She looks at me dumbfounded, like, no. I'm like, who's coming here? It's like going on 9 p.m. She said, it's so and so, the girl's mother. She said she came here with the other daughter and her mother. I said, oh no. I said, oh fucking no. I just go back in the room and I close the door and I'm like, oh my motherfucking God. No, 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 no. I was so upset. I was so angry. I never got I needed water that same night. I went downstairs to get my water. When I went downstairs to get my water, her mother, so the girl's grandmother was here. I hadn't seen my aunt in forever because she lives so far away from us. So out of politeness, really out of politeness, I had to kiss her. I kissed her. The other my cousin, I did not look at her because I just wanted to strangle her. I did not look at her. That other kid of hers, I was livid. I was like, I just went upstairs. And since they've been here, there's been a tense situation. It's been a tense situation. Why? Because now that they all here, the oldest daughter now starts to feel the pressure that she had when she was living with them. Because again, the care for her grandma, the care for the younger sister is on her shoulder. And I get to witness the mother's dynamic with her, which is pretty much a friendship dynamic. There's not a parent dynamic between the both of them. Like there's not a daughter mom relationship between the both of them. Absolutely not. Matter of fact, the daughter is a lot more tenacious, a lot more, but it's like she's young. This is not her responsibility. So me and the mother starts to get into it, which every time I go into it with the mother doesn't say much. So my cousin, basically. So every time I get angry at her, I go in on her. She doesn't say shit, which upsets me even more. But I feel like she doesn't say shit because it's like, what is she gonna say? Like she knows she doesn't. I guess she doesn't care. She doesn't say shit, but her daughter starts to get angry and give me some replies, and I'm like, oh, hold up, this is not gonna fly. No, 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 this is not gonna fly. You're not gonna get involved with what I have going on with your mom. You gotta stay in your space. So there's been some bickering between me and the daughter since, I'm gonna say, March. One of the things, one day she was using the stove, and I'm looking at it like, all of you guys are here. The kitchen stove, right? We have something else that we use in the kitchen. It's called ratio, and it's kind of like, we have to buy the gas in Haiti. Shit is expensive. The whole situation with Iran, Iraq, and all of these things going on trickles down to Haiti. Your mother is not working, baby girl. You are not working. None of you have any resources. So you guys come here and literally dump all of your problem here in this house. And now it's kind of like you are feeling entitled. Nobody, she's so sensitive. If someone tells her, no, you cannot do this, no, don't do that, it's kind of like she feels like, oh my God, like she's ready to fight, right? I'm gonna stop here. I'm not gonna log off. You guys gonna give me a few minutes. I'm gonna switch place. I'm gonna put this outside and I'm gonna go get my other beer so that we can finish the conversation, because a lot um it's gonna get a lot crazier. Okay, so give me about a second. Okay, so I'm gonna get the other chair and stuff like that. Give me 1 second. 1 second. It's such a gorgeous day. It's such a gorgeous day. It's beautiful and sunny. Okay, so let's continue. Now, one thing that I did, right? Because let's not forget that I told you the first thing that I want you guys. Oh, maybe I should switch. Hold on. Actually, no. Nan friseur ya. Sa kan lè nan friseur ya. Se ba sa. Wap wè yon ki yon lè nan friseur ya. Just there. Yes, sorry guys. So one thing that I want you guys to understand is that, and the reason that I came here to bring this up to you, it's a moment of teaching to make sure that you understand why I say first and foremost that the support that people in Haiti need regarding mental health issues. Not only that, but understanding when you are opening your door to people in Haiti, you have to remember that these are like these are people that witness a lot of things. So if you are opening your house and you're opening your door to someone, you have to ensure that who is that person? What have they been through? Right? What have they witnessed? It's very, very important. What is the psyche of that person? All of these things are important. Just because someone is a family member, that does not mean that you have to open your safe space, your own home. That doesn't mean that you have to do that, Merci. That doesn't mean that you have to do that. Just because someone is a family member, you have to remember people have different experiences. There's a particular age group in the country of Haiti, ranging from maybe 12 all the way to 30 years old, 35 years old. You always, I say all the way to 30 years old, even 35 years old. You always have to remember, you have to subtract 6 years from certain age group, meaning that if you are in the presence of someone who is 20 years old, you subtract 6 years from that. That gives you about 14 years old. That means that when the situation in Haiti was taking place, that person was 16 years 14 years old. Are we here? So you have to understand somebody's psyche when you are in the presence of someone who is 15 years old. Let's say that you have to subtract 6 from that. That gives you roughly about you subtract 15, but that's like 9 years old. So that person was 9 when certain things was happening. It's very, very, very important. It's very, very, very important for us to understand that, because You need to understand context. You need to understand, okay, if that person, what has that person witnessed? What has that person been subject to? How was the family dynamic when that person, where that person was living? The girl came with a lot of issues. I already knew that. She came with a lot of frustration. I already knew that. Frustration at the fact that she is having a parent who is a very irresponsible parent, a parent who does not want to parent her, a father who is an absent father, a grandmother that she has to care for, not only physically, financially as well. Now, when you are in the presence of these people in Haiti, these youth, it's not the same. They are not like people the way that we were raised, especially when they have those type of dynamic with families. They have to fend for themselves by all means necessary. And this is what I didn't want to deal with, because I don't know the girl. I don't know how the girl was raised. I don't know what she's been subject to. I don't know her friends. I don't know what she has going on. One day, I was snooping around, so I go in her room because I'm if one thing that I'm gonna be doing is I am going to protect myself. I am going to make sure that I am well. My livelihood, baby, I am going to protect my livelihood. Don't come to me with this whole family shit. How many times have we seen a mother kill a daughter, a child kill a parent, a spouse kill a? So please, I don't want it, people to come to me with this whole family thing. No, 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 no. One day I go downstairs in her room and I was snooping around. I just something. I just woke up and I was going for coffee downstairs, and something tells me go in her something just I just go inside her room. She had been already here for over a month. I go inside the room and I start to look around. I'm looking. It's like I'm looking for something. There's something in front of the bed where she was sleeping. I see about 20 drinks, alcohol beverages, ranging from champagne to wine to rum, right? Then there's other type of beverages. And then we have a how do you say, we have une penderie, like we had a something downstairs for clothes. So something tells me just push it. So I push it and I see a bunch of candles. I see candles this, candles that, and I'm looking. I'm like, oh my God, this is what we are going to be dealing with. So I see black candles. I see a bunch of things like she is into spiritual work. Okay, so I'm like, okay. So I go upstairs, I take my phone, I start filming everything that I'm seeing, I start taking pictures. Now, I'm Haitian and I definitely am into spiritual work. But just because someone is into spiritual work, that doesn't mean that they are following the same rhythm that you are. It also doesn't mean that they are following the same, it's kind of like path that you are, right? It's the same thing. Just because you are in school and the next person is in school, that doesn't mean you guys are studying the same thing. Just because someone apparently is doing something that you are doing, that doesn't mean that they're doing it for the same reason or it's a calling. Mind you, she's only 22 years old. So I find it kind of odd that her grandma was heavy into Baptist church. I know her grandma was that her grandma was into a whole nun stuff. She grew up Catholic, switched from Catholic to, so it's kind of like, it's like I'm looking at this shit like, damn, like, okay, so now I gotta do a lot of other stuff because it's like, girl, you into, I don't know what you into. I don't know what you into. See these young people, they wanna skyrocket. They're not gonna wait their turn. They're not gonna do the steps that we used to do. They're not gonna go to school. They're not gonna learn trade in school. They just wanna see and do. There's this whole thing with the internet, with people. who are doing the wigs, people who are doing the nails. They just want to get to certain level fast, and they're gonna do that by all means necessary. So when you opening your house into people, you don't know what people have going on. So I see this, I don't say nothing. I just take it, I take the pictures, I film the videos, and I send it to my older sister. I'm like, this is what's going on. My sister says, "Oh my God, no." I say, "Yeah, this is what's going on." So okay, now the first altercation that I have with her was about the stove that she was using. I looked at it. It was a morning. I actually was getting ready to film videos, and I kept smelling something. And I'm like, "What is the smell?" So I go down the stairs and I peep through, and I see her in the dining room, and she's cooking. But you should see her outfit. The girl is wearing like some pum pum short, and her hair is out, and her feet like, yeah, you're comfortable. This is our house. I don't have a problem. You're comfortable. But when you are joining people who don't really know you, make sure that they like give people like make sure that people are making you comfortable. Don't make yourself comfortable in people's life, in people's house. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, let people warm up to your presence. Don't just come to anybody's house, matter of fact, and start using this, using that. Like, okay, you opening cabinet. You don't do that. You wait. You let people warm up to you. You let people get to know you, right? You let people get to know you. You let people warm up to you. And then people are telling you, hey, yeah, you do this, you can use that. But you have to make sure you can't just come to people's house and, oh, like this. Where are your manners? Just because we're family, we don't know you like that. So I remember telling her, why are you using the stove? Like, the lady's already cooking. That's enough gas. Oh my God. When I say this, instead of saying, okay, Auntie, I'm so sorry. I do apologize. Like, I'm only cooking because the stove was busy downstairs. Like, just tell me something. Oh my God. The girl gets angry at me. The girl starts to tell me that, oh, you're acting like this because I'm in your house. Oh, one of those days I'm going to have a house too. Other than she starts going up, 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 to the point where I was on top of the stairs. So I go downstairs, like, what's up? Like, calm down. I'm only telling you not to use the stove because it's like the gas. We can't be using the gas all the time. Why can't you listen? After this altercation, this verbal altercation, I tell her to come in my room, and we hugged each other. I'm realizing that she's super sensitive about things. So I'm like, okay, but at the same time, I'm not going to make myself uncomfortable in my home for you. And you are going to listen to me when I speak to you. And you are going to take orders from me. I'm not taking you like orders, but if I'm telling you no, I'm not going to do this back and forth. The second altercation that she has with me, this is when I realized that this girl, she could fight me. She will not hesitate to fight me, and she will fight me if I give her the opportunity, which is exactly what took place last week. Okay, let's start to drink our beer. So the second altercation, I never forget. Um, it's a comment that my mom made. I had went to my mom, and I said to my mom something about a transaction that I wanted my mom to make for me. And my mom said, hey, you know what? I won't be able to make the transaction for you. I'm like, why not? She's like, things are really tough for me. By the way, their grandmother ended up going to the hospital for 21 days. And when I was talking to her mom while the grandmother was at the hospital, I was under the impression that the fees for the hospital, her mother was covering it, but it was not her mother. My mother had to cover those fees. So all these things starts to upset me, right? Because I'm like, at her age, my mom is not supposed to be responsible for other people, their lives. It's like whatever money that she makes has got to be her own money. Whatever money that my mom has got to be her little retirement money. This is Haiti. This is not a country where, my parents are getting checks for retirement. My parents are aging. My father's turning 80. My mom is in her 70s. Why? No, no, no. This has got to stop. Hold on. So when my mom said that to me, I was so upset. Like, I'm super sensitive. I'm so caring and sensitive. So when she says that to me, automatically it's like, oh my, oh, it's like I'm like, oh my god, no, these people cannot be here. And the next day, usually on Fridays, like my mom always gives the lady money for me, so that I can buy everything that I want from the supermarket. It's not supermarket like Marché, things like that. She's a mother. Even if you have your own money, she's always gonna do this thing. Excuse me, I'm also eating. The next day, the lady knocks on the door. She hands me just a few stars. She's like, just like mommy was said, like your mom said, money's tight for her. So she didn't have the chance to give enough for you to get everything that you should get. I blink out. I go downstairs. We were in March. I think we were in the end of March, and I call her daughter. No, I go inside the room. I was so upset, guys. The grandma was there, and I look at her like the mom, my cousin. I said, "When are you leaving?" I said, "Please, when are you going to be leaving this house?" I said, "My parents cannot take care of you and your kids. It's not possible." I said, "This is not possible. My parents cannot take care of you. You have to." She says to me, "Oh, I said, "You better get out." I go upstairs. Okay. Now I speak in front of her mom, which was not a good thing for me to do, right? Because her mom is older. So it looks like when they give her the food to eat, I don't know if she was so upset because of everything that happened, she would not eat the food. About my cousin's mom. So I hear the daughter, so her granddaughter starts to talk shit about, oh, it's because I came downstairs in the room. I was upstairs, I was clean. I rushed downstairs. I'm like, do you have something to say to my face? Because I heard you. I said, it looks like you have something to say to my face. Say to my face. She's like, oh, that's it. I don't have a problem. You're not supposed to talk like that. You cannot. I tell her, you better shut the hell up. I said, you better shut the hell up. My mom is not responsible for your mom. Your mom should have planned. They also, this is when the girl is in my face, guys. The girl is in my face. Mind you, if I had just done this, I would have pushed her. I get so angry. She had her phone. I took the phone. I throw the phone but we had the dining room. I throw the phone on the floor. Instead of calming down, she just dropped up. She's like, "Oh, you about to break my phone?" I said, "Oh, really?" I take the phone. I go outside and I throw the phone after the phone just breaks up entirely. She rushed outside. Yo, this girl starts to go crazy. She starts to the point where I'm like, if I pay attention to this girl, I'm gonna throw hands with her. So I just go back upstairs. You hear this before? Okay. So there was a lot of people here when that happened. We have two people who work here, and there was another woman who stays with us. We've known her all our lives. The gardener was here. By the way, when I'm having an altercation with my quote unquote niece, her mother her mother never she doesn't say shit. It's like, don't get me involved in what you people have going on. She doesn't come. She doesn't try to like break us apart. She doesn't do none of that. It's like whatever. I don't care. She'll actually close the door, not to be around us. I remember when she was in my face before I threw the phone on the ground. One of the ladies called her mom and be like, "Dude, call your daughter. Like she's literally in the lady's face. Like, call your daughter. Tell her to back up." She came outside the room. She The daughter's tough. She's taller than me. Big girl too. She took her kid. You would think that the kid would understand. No, she rushed back in my face. That is when I knew that this girl can would fight me. She will fight me. I go upstairs. I'm livid. I call my older sister. I say this to my older sister. I'm like, this is what's going on. This is what she did. This is what she did. My sister says to me, of course, she's supposedly the voice of reason. She says to me, if I were you, I would not even bother with her. Like she's only 22. Why are you arguing with her? Like she just wanna feel herself out. Don't argue with her. Don't I said no. I said I can't be doing this. I'm not gonna be putting on my sister's like, well, your mom, they don't have a place to stay, they don't have any money. It's like your mom is not cannot rent an apartment for them. I'm like, oh no, they have to go. I don't know. So my mom comes. This was my father was already back in Haiti. Excuse me. This was around Lent season. She contacts my mom. She leaves the house like a crazy mad woman. She leaves the house like a mad woman. My parents come, they don't say shit to me. They don't ask me what happened. They don't say nothing. But I can feel I'm looking at my mom's face. I know she's upset. So I'm like, okay, she probably called my mom. So I go to my mom. She was in the car getting ready to go to church. So my mom was like, Rebecca, what happened? The girl told me you broke her phone. I'm like, yeah, mommy, I broke her phone because she was in my face. And I said to her to like look for your father, like to do this here. Like he's alive. Why is it not taking care of you? Like why we have to be burdened with you? So my mom was like, come on, so and so is sick. She's a sick woman. Like try to be compassionate. I'm like, I don't want to be compassionate. I'm like, this girl coming here, she's disrespectful. No. Okay. My mom, she don't want no problem. She's been rubbing everything. She's rubbing the shit under the rug, like trying to pretend like everything is good. But I'm feeling the girl out. I'm like, this girl, she means trouble. I gotta be careful with her. She means trouble. That same night, I have a dream. So I'm dreaming that I'm inside my room and I'm sitting on a desk that I have in my room and I see a cat. Okay, the cat doesn't look like the cat is a big cat, and I see the cat is standing on the legs, the back leg, and the cat has the paws out like this, and the cat is looking at me and is ready to jump on me on the dream, but I'm sitting down on the chair and I see myself getting up and I'm like, and I jump up to catch the cat on the throat, but the cat disappeared. So I get up and I'm like, ooh, this girl is testing me spiritually. I said, baby girl, don't go there. I said, ooh, she's testing me spiritually. I said, okay, don't play games. I will eat you for breakfast. So I don't say nothing. I'm like, okay, she's testing me. And since then, it's been like brewing. And then one day I go inside of her room and I just pull all the fucking shit that she has that she was hiding. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with these things? I'm like, do you really think you can come to people's house and you can start doing some type of like what do you think like you're doing? I said, do you think you can play mind games with us? I said, girl, you're too young for all these things. I said, we would eat you for breakfast. She's like, oh, you know what? I'm not doing anything wrong. This is my belief system. I'm just purifying myself. Oh, I'm purifying myself. I'm like, oh God. Okay. So this has all happened between March, April. April is better. April is supposedly quiet, right? But it's not really quiet. But we're trying to cohabit. I just pretty much feel like I'm in a prison staying upstairs. But she doesn't, she stays downstairs as well. She doesn't go outside. She stays in her room. She doesn't come outside, and I'm peeping her. I'm looking at. I start seeing. I'm also checking her TikTok account. I see that she's unhappy. I can look at her face, and I'm like, she's unhappy. She's losing weight. I'm like, girl, okay, I'm not. I don't want that. I don't want her to feel like that. I want her to be okay. We got you, but don't test my patience. I'm not your mother. I will fuck you up. Don't test me like that. Like, relax, relax. What's your problem? Okay, so I remember one day I was filming the videos where I have the white skirt, and I see her. She has the little spot where I used to talk to you guys all the time. Oh, there's so many people here. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. The little spot where we used to sit, and when I used to film for you guys, that little spot where you see, that's her spot. So I saw her there. She was just sitting there. But I realized that every time I'm around, she's not talking to me. It's like she's on her guard with me. She doesn't know how to act around me now because of those altercations. She's still my baby. Like, you're my cousin's daughter. Like, we family. I still love you. Okay? But don't try to test me. It's just not gonna work. I see her, I said, come, let's take some picture. She's a little reluctant. She's a little, I'm like, come, come. I hug her. I'm like, you mind? Like, relax a little bit. I'm doing everything to make sure that she's comfortable. But since her mother has come here, the dynamics switch up. She's super sensitive. And it's like, I don't want to deal with that. It's either it's gonna flow or you're gonna understand, or it's not gonna flow, baby girl. What's up? Like, I'm trying with you. But you have to understand that you're not my responsibility. Your mother is sitting here like she doesn't know if she's, girl, do you know all this shit is going on? Her mother is looking for wigs, like buying wigs. Like, oh my God. That's on me. Okay. So we hug each other. I'm like, I try to talk to her like, girl, relax, relax. Like, I'm educated, guys. I understand what she's going through. I know she has a lot going on. She's feeling a lot of shit. And plus, when I get into it with her mother, girl, I that with her mother's my cousin, so I really go in. But that's her mom, so I know that if I go in hard on her mom and I say shit that cuts deep at her mom, she's feeling it because at the end of the day, that's your mother. So you're ready to defend her. But let me be, because you're in this predicament because of the crazy shit that she's already doing. Anyways, okay, this happens, right? Okay. And then one day, I never forgot. I think it was I don't know. I went downstairs one day. It was like 3 p.m. I went downstairs to get water. She was using the stove to cook. I promise you. Because I just didn't want no trouble. I didn't want her to feel, I didn't say shit to the girl. I go downstairs, open the freezer, get my water, go back upstairs. The next day, I don't see none of them. I don't see her mom. I don't see, to the point where I'm thinking that they're out. Like, maybe they're not here because I don't hear shit. I don't see nobody. Usually she's out, she's talking to the people downstairs. She's cooking. She's the one who be cooking sometimes, who help my mother on Sundays, everything. I don't see them. I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe she's not here. I don't see them until late, late in the evening. And as I'm coming here to sit down here to take some air, and one of the lady who works there said, "Oh, where have you been? You only indoors, and you're not coming out." She says to the lady, "Oh, I know my place. Oh, I know my place. When you see me, don't ask me. I know that I have to stay indoor. I know my place." And I'm upstairs, like right here. I was getting ready to come here. I'm like, what is she talking about? So she tells the lady that, oh, I heard her cooking and I rushed downstairs. And I'm like, oh my God, these people are crazy. And the worst thing, guys, this is why it's so important for those of you who either have children to learn how to parent your children. When you have a child, and this is what I teach anybody who is in my presence, once you birth a child, you are an adult. Whether you birth the child at 12, whether you birth that child at 13, 14, 15, 20, when you birth, as a man, also as a young man, once you have another human being, you become a parent, and as such you have to parent. There is no such thing as you are a friend to your child. No, you are supposed to be a parent to your child. When that child gets older, you can have a cordial relationship with a friendly relationship. But as you are raising a kid, you are a parent. That child should not overstep their boundaries on you. One thing that I see with the dynamic between her mother and herself is like she's more of a parent to her mother than her mother is to her. That's why when she comes here, she's not looking me as an authoritative figure because I'm her mother's age. So if her mother can let her do whatever, she can speak to her mother however she wants. When she's looking at me, she's not looking at me like I'm an authoritative figure. She's looking at me like I'm one of her little friends, because with her and her mother, it's kind of like friendship. Her mother you wears her wigs, her mother wears her clothes. There's not a boundary or a dynamic of a parent, right? Just like my mom and us. My mother had her first child, my oldest sister, which was 24. But no, my mom is a mother. She parents, right? We can't say, we can't go crazy in front of my mom. We're still very much, all of us are very much, you know, not afraid of her, but like, okay, mom, that when she call, me, my mom, maybe when she call, say my mom. I'm not like right now. I'm sitting there. I have like this in my outfit. Let me show you. And I'm only wearing that because I was filming my videos. Like I would not wear this in front of my parents like this. You know, there's a decorum that you have in your house. There is a certain respect. Like my father has never walked on boxers, and like these people just don't have no manners, you know. So it's hard for her to get in the groove of the house because of the way that she was raised. Pretty much she raised herself. I think her grandma raised her, but you know, when it's grandma, I feel like maybe grandma was softer with her because it's grandma. So there's maybe a little bit of a softer spot. Plus, as she was getting older, my aunt had her mom in her 40s. So by the time she was growing, her grandma was aging. She wasn't a young grandma. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's go to the detail. So this happens. Okay, my parents were traveling a couple of last week. They were going to the graduation of my firstborn nephew. Before they left, I told my mother, I'm not comfortable. I don't think that you should leave me here with her. I would rather for you to look for a place for her to stay, because the way that I manage the house when you're not here, I really don't think that she's going to be able to cope with it. Because when my parents are not here and I'm managing the house, the gate is locked. Nothing moves. I am so strict, guys, like a motherfucking general, okay? You do not go out, you do not come outside. The gate is just not open. It's for me to have control over who's coming and who's going. I'm not gonna go take a nap and the house is open. There's nothing like that. And I kind of felt like she wouldn't take on to that, because it's like I can see the altercation. So even the other people who work here, they told my mom, "Hey, you know what? It's, because they my parents go to work, but they see the altercation, they see the verbal altercation. So a few of them said to my mom, "We don't think it's a good idea for her to be here with the lady because she's not gonna listen." My mom was like, "I'm only gonna be for a couple of days. I'm not gonna be out for a long time. I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna let her know how the house operates when I'm not here. The way Rebecca operates the house. Rebecca doesn't open the gate. Rebecca is pretty straightforward. So, okay." I remember that the Friday before last, one of the ladies was here, and I said to her, I felt heavy. I told her, you know what, I feel really heavy. She's like, why? I said, I feel really heavy because my mom is leaving me. I don't know, there's something about being here with these people. I'm not feeling it. She's like, your mom's only gonna be here for out for a week, less than a week. She's coming right back. You should not feel any type of way. But I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel good.
Mm.
Excuse me. So what my mother does, because the younger sister has to go to school, and you guys know that she attends my parents' school. So my mother tells her, the older sister, when you are going to drop your sister to school, you can stay in the school instead of coming back. You stay there, spend the day at the school. You when you come back in the afternoon, you just come back and you go to your. This was just a way for my mom to avoid any confrontation, because my mom was looking at it like, if I can give her something to do and she's not in the house, maybe that's going to avoid confrontation. But there is a saying in Creole, les gon bagay ki pou pase, bagay yo pase, jan yo pase an, c'est bon Dieu qui connaît. C'est bon Dieu, you comprend? And I was praying, guys, because every day when I was praying, I said, God, please make sure that these people can leave this house. I'm not comfortable. Please, I was praying this prayer every single day. So fast forward to last week, Tuesday. My mom is already gone. My parents left on Sunday. Before my parents left, the day that my mother was leaving, my mother spent so many hours talking to her. And the day that she was leaving, I heard my mom call her specifically. My mother had a talk with her. But le moun nan konen se gran moun ni ye chéri. Moun nan pa tan do. Moun nan konen se gran moun ni ye, li la kay li pa gen moun ki kapab pase Lord. Ki sa ki te ka for? And this is where I got so angry, and I'm still angry, by the way. Woo! Your girl be ready to fight. Like, bitch, I'll put you to the ground. I'm still angry because I feel like my mother put my life in jeopardy. I feel like my mother literally, like, your children should always come first in life, because her mother, with everything that happened, took her side. It's cool. That's your daughter. You're never gonna look at what she did, like everything. That's your daughter. You take it for her. But I'm like, mommy, when are you gonna put your own kids first? No, I shouldn't have to put up with that. I don't know the girl. I don't know the girl. I've been telling you people that we don't know her like that. But anyway, so my parents leave on Sunday. Monday is a pretty quiet day. They go to school. They come here. The door. As soon as they walk in, I lock the gate, and it's cool. Tuesday. This is when the situations happen. What are we in? Oh wow, it's a long story. Yung ba comes to Mabgade, sa kung dadzo, okay, when you're okay, her mom is here. The mother doesn't want to do shit. It's like you're okay, you here. But the people that works here, they don't work for you. The people work for the house. So what makes you think that because you're here, so it's like, oh, Gucci? No, if your kid is going to school, the kitchen is inside. We don't have an outside kitchen. When I lock the door, the kitchen isn't door. On Monday morning, another cousin that I have here, remember the other sister that I told you about, her son is living here. He wakes me up early in the morning on Monday morning. I literally jump out of bed like, damn, what's going on? He's like, give me the key. I have to open the key. So I just give the house key. And I'm like, take the other phone. I look at the time, it's 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, 4:30 in the morning? Why are they jump why am I waking people up at 4:30 in the morning? My parents are not here, they're not going to work. I'm like, this is some crazy shit. So I don't say nothing. At in the evening, I say to my cousin, tomorrow do not knock on my door. I'm opening the gate at 5:44. I'm opening the door at 5:45. 5:45 a.m. That's just enough time for them if they have to leave the house 6 o'clock so that they can go to school, right? Because it's like the kitchen is inside.
You can get up and make food for your children or for your child. This is no, this is not the program. We're not running shit like this. So on Tuesday, I'm up, but I stay in my room. They never get up. They don't get up at all because now they're comfortable. They're used to my mom waking them up because my mom wake up at 4. They are used to get ready, so they are used to my mom saying, "Oh, get up, Mama, let go." I'm like, "Oh, really? Can't talk about that, mama." Oh, well, bagay. So I'm laying in my bed, and it's like 5 foot. So around 5:15, they get up. They're real, so they get up at 5:15. So I'm paying attention. They're probably thinking to themselves that I'm going to like, but the gate, the door does not open, and I'm like, no, the kitchen is inside. You can cook whatever you want. Your mother should have food in the room for you guys. Like, no, 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 no. I'm not getting up. So I open the house at 5:45. I open the gate and they leave. But before she leaves, I heard her on the phone with my mom. She was talking to my mom, the girl. So some of you are gonna say that I'm petty. I'm not petty. I'm disciplined. My mom, I don't know if it's with age, she's like, oh, but I'm not like that. Like, no. But okay, you have to remember, I'm the only person who lives in Haiti out of my parents' children. So I'm not going to. Yes, I will not live in my parents' house forever. I have everything set up for me. But while I'm here, I'm not going to inherit my mother's bad behaviors. So it has to stop here. They need to understand that mommy was moves like this, but this bitch moving another other way. So when we're coming here, yeah, it's the dynamic. Yeah, like she's not moving like the way her mom is moving. It's very important to instill that in people because a lot of time I always feel like they thinking when they're coming here like people are moving like my mom. Babe, I'm not moving like my mom. I'm cold blooded with mine. You gotta pay attention, you gotta listen to me, or you gotta get the hell away from me. So, okay, so they leave the house and the people and it's like when my mom is not here, it's only us here. I give them time to rest. They don't gotta stay because my mom is like you working, they have to get up early, they go to bed really late. And these people are really, really old people. So when I'm here, I'm like, cafe tip on you don't unless it's like, manger pour nous même. I'm not gonna like you can get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I close the door like 6 o'clock. So relax time. It's time for me to relax in the back. It's time for me to just enjoy my life. Okay. So she comes back. So around 3 p.m., that's Tuesday, last Tuesday, right? Must have been 3:30 going on 4. The bell rings. I was getting ready to eat dinner. I'm like, okay. Automatically I thought it was them. But I hand the keys to my cousin to go open the gate. My cousin is not even downstairs and making the round, and the person rings the bell again. I'm like, oh, maybe that's somebody who has a problem. So I stand up and I go look through the window because I'm like, wait, who's ringing the bell so loud? And I see her outside. She has one hand on her hips, and then she's like this. So I'm peeping through the window, and I said to her, kote an wap rentre la? Ou te kite moun pou ve barye pou ou? So I'm like, where are you coming? No, 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 no. You gotta wait. We heard you. So you gotta wait. Kote tap vive la te gen bel? Kote tap vive la te gen bel? Like disrespectful child. So she comes in. She comes in, slams the door. I'm like, fuck you. Like, I'm not, don't go downstairs. Don't start no shit. Okay. 5 minutes doesn't pass. My cousin comes to me, my other cousin. He's like, can I get the keys to open the gate because they say they need to go back? I said, I'm not opening the gate. They've been out all day. No, I'm not opening the gate. Tell them that the gate is not. I don't care. I'm not opening the gate. They already knew that what was up. They knew that the gate was not going to burn. I said, I'm not opening the gate. So she's livid. I know she's livid, right? And then I think it was 7 p.m. I was gonna be here. The moon was getting ready to be full, and I love to be here. This is where I usually hang out, guys. Like at night, I'm always at the back and the terrace, and I'm drinking my stuff, and I'm just enjoying my life. So I go downstairs because I'm locking the gate is already locked, but there's the back door. So I say to the lady, so I go downstairs. I see they are in their room. My other cousin was sitting down, and I go downstairs and I said to the ladies, okay, so I'm gonna get ready to lock the door. Is everybody all set? Do you guys know anything from inside the house? Because the thing is, like, when I'm like, I want to have control over things. I'm not gonna let the door open, like, no, it's just control, right? Just making sure that everything is tight, right? So I say to the lady, okay, the lady said to me, yeah, you can close the door, but I'm not going to bed now. It's early. So I'm not going to lock. Well, I'm not okay. I'm just going to lock the door. So I lock the door and I come here. I turn the lights off. When my parents are not here, guys, you guys don't know. Last summer, I was by myself in the house. Nobody knew. It was like I bought everything that I need. I stay in my house. I'm chilling. I don't got no friends. It's just me. I read my books. I'm just chilled. But it's me, but no, it's just me, my music. I'm chilling, dance, like just doing my thing. No neighbor know if I'm here. I never talk since this girl has been here. Tout voisinage sa li kwa. Tout voisinage konen la ki langaj mwen. It's like making me feel uncomfortable saying shit that I'm not usually saying because you are disrespectful. Right? Voisinage pa kon tade zin la. Like, se koto ou soti la koridor, wap viv nan koridor. So koun yo vin la, ou pa kon ki jan kwa aje, se pa moun ou ye. Yes, I'm getting angry. Let me not say that. But that's the truth. So I go so I lock the door and I come here, I turn the light off. Big petit monsieur a ele kapè lumière Kylie. So leli pala page lumière. Pour qui ça me besoin de lumière? The light is out, the moon is out. Let's vibe to the moon. So I'm sitting here and my music is on, I'm vibing. Et puis moi where I see the light out. The light, like, as I'm sitting here, this door is pushed, and I see the light is on. Hmm. I'm thinking that my cousin, because my other cousin sleeps upstairs with me, and I'm thinking that it's him who needs something in his room. So I don't say nothing. But then within 5 going on 10 minutes, the light doesn't shut down. I'm like, oh, who let the light open? So I get up and I go here to figure out, okay, who's here. I see the girl with her sister. She's walking here. She's like walking, walking. I'm like, what are they doing? But I don't say nothing. I'm just observing because I found it odd because I'm by myself upstairs. You downstairs, but I see you here. You going from this space to this space. You going from this space to this space, and I'm just looking like, okay, what is she? Maybe she's. I'm perplexed at this point. I'm just standing there. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. She sees me looking at them. She's not saying anything as well. So I just I say out loud on God, I say, I'm gonna turn the light off because at this point, I'm thinking maybe they're playing, like you come all the way upstairs to play a game with your sister. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn the light off. And I turn the light off. And I'm, I come here to sit back down and I turn around and I see the light is open. I'm like, oh wow, you're trying to fuck with me? So I go back inside. And now I'm angry because I turned the light off and I told you I'm turning the light off. You didn't say anything to me when I said that. I said, I'm turning the light off. You didn't say anything to me. You didn't tell me, oh, I'm looking for something. I'm doing this. You didn't say shit when I said, I'm turning the light off. You let me turn the light off. I'm walking back out here to sit down. I turn around and I see the light on. So I'm like, oh, what is this? So I go back inside and I stand next to the light and I see her on the computer desk. She's like on her knees looking. She was looking for something. I just turned the light off and I stand by the light and I now she had some long braids all the way down to her butt. Now she stands up. She's walking toward me. And as she's walking toward me, she says, oh, somebody my shit. She says, oh, I'm looking for something. and then my hands is like near the lights. She pushes my hand and she turns the light on. I pushes her back, and I turn the light off, and she jumped to swing at me, and I grab her by the hair. You know, she had those long braids. I just turn the braid and I grab her like this, and that's when I get angry. Man, I was going to fuck her up. I'm telling you, you guys would have not even seen this video. I would have been in prison because I was going to slam her face in all of the wall of the house. That's how upset I was, and I was going to teach her a lesson. But I was wearing this long bodycon dress, and I was wearing my sandals who were slippery. And you guys see the like mosaic in the house is very slippery. So instead of like, I still grab her, but then it's like so we both fall on the floor, and I'm on the floor on top of her, right? So I have this my hair is tied down. She pushes my head wrap, and she grabs starts to grab my hair, and I slam her hair on the floor. But then this is why I did not fight her. On Monday, I had an appointment and I did my nails because I was supposed to film all last week. I had so many videos. You guys know that I have a webinar on HIV and AIDS. I have the accelerator program. I have videos for my consulting, and I have so many other works that I had to do. So all last week I was supposed to film. So I had my nails done and everything. So when I had my hands on her, I saw my nails and I said, "Fuck! I can't break my nail because the woman that works with me doesn't have any other appointment." So I tell her, let me go. So I said, "Get your hands off me." She doesn't want to let go. I said, "Get your hands off of me." Mind you, all this commotion is happening. The younger sister flies downstairs. Her mother does not even get up to come to check on what's going on. The mother does not do shit. So I let her, she says to me, let me go first. So I let her go. I said, "Get up, let me go." So she lets me go. I get up. I'm so fucking angry. I go downstairs directly inside of her room, and I start to put all her belongings on her bed to wrap the shit and tell her mother, "Get the fuck out," in the middle of the get out. The girl must have been behind me. So when I went downstairs, she was down. She went downstairs. You know what she did? That girl rushed upstairs. I overheard my cousin say, "Don't do that. Get out. Don't get in." She rushed inside my bed. She closed the door. And we hear boom, boom, blah, blah, boom. The girl trashed the entire room. She breaks everything inside this room. She tried to break my computer. She tried to break. Thankfully, this one was outside. This one was outside because remember I told you I was sitting here. So this one was outside. I have three phones. She broke one. She broke my phone that I've had since 2017. She broke that phone. The other phone fell but didn't break. She slammed my computer, tried to break it, but she didn't break my computer. Everything that she broke belonged to my younger sister. Unbeknownst to her, I'm not like that. This is my parents' house. Still today, I have not settled, meaning that I have my luggage. I still have my clothes and my luggage. The room, I clean it, and what I use for my jewelry, everything is on iron. If you want, I can show you. So it can't break. But I'm so happy that the mosaic didn't break because she threw the bed. She threw the library that we have in the room because I told you everybody has a library in my house. I have one. My sister, like my younger sister, had one, and I use it. My older sister has one, and the house has one. My father has one. We're readers. She trashed everything, and I'm so upset. said, guy, I take my phone. Mind you, my nephew had graduated, I think that same day on my nephew's graduation. So I take this phone and I film everything and I send it to my mom. And I said, this girl is trashing your house. I said, I told you not to leave me in this house with this girl. I told you this girl was mad. She was troubled, but she did not want to listen to me. I say to my soul, I decided to call the cops. I'm like, I'm calling the cops. I want her gone. I don't want her to be here. At this point, I'm looking at you like you my ops. I'm looking at you like, girl, if then I have this batonette in my room. She runs downstairs with it. I'm looking at you like if I give you any other edge, you are going to do anything to me. You can't harm me. So I'm like, no. So I called, thankfully I called. But you know the good thing, and I say this story because it's really I want you guys to understand really what trickles down the whole displacement in Haiti, mentally people, what's going on. But I also one thing that I want to let you guys, when you're going through something, guys, don't go through it alone. Meaning when you I don't care. A lot of time I see people going through stuff. Either you're going through something bad with your spouse, you're going through something bad with a child, or at work, and you keep things. It builds in, and when some shit happened, like let's just say that this girl had harmed me physically and had done something, nobody in my family would have known if I was not speaking. But since she moved in, I had confided in my older sister. I confided in everybody who wanted to hear it in the family. I was calling them and be like, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. My mother is not even aware of how many people knew the situation at home because I know that my parents do not talk about their private life. But I just kind of had a feeling. I'm like, don't keep this shit to yourself because you don't know. And when shit go down, because you have the reputation of being a hard head, of being a fighter, you don't want people to feel like you were at fault. So all the things that were going on since she moved in, a lot of people in my family already knew. I had already called a lot of people. So I don't sleep at night. Her mother locks her inside the room downstairs. I'm fucking knocking, telling them to open the door. They don't want to open the door. I'm like, first thing in the morning, I am going to get the police to come escort you out. So my mom, I sent her the video. She probably looks at the video. She sends me a voice. She's like, I see everything. I'm calling her mom, like your cousin. She can look for a place for her to stay. She can leave my house. And I tell my mom, no, I'm not going to open the gate tomorrow. I don't know the reaction that she's going to have on my person, and I have to protect myself. I said to my mother, the cops are going to escort her, but I don't know how things work in Haiti when it comes to the police. But I have a cousin who's a police officer. I call him. I'm like, hey, I have a problem. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. He's like, you have to contact the police that is nearby. This are the police. He gives me the phone. He's like, they have to come. So I called him. By then it's like going on midnight. It's an emergency number. We are in Haiti. This is a family altercation. We're talking about Haiti where they're trashing people, killing people. So police pak vini pou nepot ti bagay la kayo. Plus, I live in a very residential place, right? So when I call, finally got a hold of someone, they give me another number. I keep calling the number. Needless to tell you, I don't get any nothing for the night. I go in my cousin's room to lay down. I can't sleep. My neck hurts. I can't turn my head. I can't bend my head. Mwen fe kolè. So I'm like, first thing in the morning, I have to get up 5 because I want the police to come before traffic, and then so that I can get some support to get her escorted. I finally get up at 5. I do a little fresh up, and then I call the cops. When I call the cops, finally I get a hold of. the Pétionville cops, and then they're like, okay, what happened? So I have to give the deposition. So I give the deposition. I say, this is what took place. This is what took place. In the meantime, one of my aunt, who I've been talking to almost every single day, calls me. She's like, she knew from the night before, and I had told her I will be calling the cops. So she's trying to contact me, but my mom is in the state. She's. It's like, this is what angers me. I felt like if it wasn't for the people in Haiti who saw how angry I was and who saw the damage, I feel like my mother would have rubbed it off us. And it's a family shit. It's, it's family, it's tension. Let's just handle it, you know. But it's when my aunt knew and I had left her a message telling her I will be calling the cops first thing in the morning. Excuse me, the phone disconnected. So my aunt, she is the one, so I wanted the cops to escort her because you're not going to put your life in danger. The person is out of the control. Why am I going to look at you in any other way that you literally can? I have a degree in criminal justice. I study these things. No, baby, I know the country where I live. How do I know that when you open the door, your mother saw all the altercation that went down? Your mother is incapable of stepping up and telling you to back down. So you mean to tell me that I'm gonna put my life in danger? Oh no. The Haitian police are gonna get you out. And trust me, they're gonna fuck you up too. I know they will, but you deserve it. So I called the cops. So the cops, this is when they give me the procedure. They tell me to give the deposition, meaning, okay, tell them what happened, what took place. So I say, they're like, okay, is anything broke? I said, yes, the room is completely trashed. We have a lot of stuff on the floor. So they're like, okay, where are your parents? Are you responsible? I'm like, I'm responsible. My parents are traveling. They're not deceased. Do she leave? There's so many things, details I had to give. But then this is when they say, okay, you need a judge. We can't come here like this. You need an order from the judge. The judge is going to come to give a constat of what happened. And then we will accompany the judge. And then if there's a recession, we will make the recession. And all these things were costing money. So I'm like, okay. They give me the number for the judge. The judge was really polite. By the way, I saved her number. She was really nice and really polite. She talked to me. She said, okay. She said, but you have to come pick me up. You have to provide that and everything, guys, when it comes to litigation in Haiti. Man, when it comes to litigation in Haiti, you have to pay for everything, pretty much. So I was roughly looking at for the day for them to come, for the police to come, for everything. I was looking at a little bit of, I'm gonna say maybe 150 American dollars. I didn't have it in cash. So I'm contacting people, and the judge had a meeting at 2. So I had a 2-hour window for them to come here, minus traffic and everything. I don't have any male cousin outside of my cousin who is a police officer who was on duty somewhere else, so he couldn't come. So meanwhile, my aunt calls me. She's all my aunt, my cousins who knows, they call me. They're like, okay, what's going on? Becky, are you okay? Are you safe? I'm like, no, I'm not safe. This girl is still here. I want her to get out. Her mother locked her in the room. Her mother does not want to come out. And I'm just waiting on the cops. So my aunt says, okay, can you just like, so they're panicking because they don't want me to call the cops. Because in Haiti, if you get in, you're not gonna get out. That's Haiti. And baby, if you get in, you're not gonna get out. That's just the way it is. You don't ever want people to call the cops on metal. If you get inside, you're not gonna get out. So some family members were trying to prevent me to do that. But at this point, I felt like I had to protect my life. So by all means necessary, I was like, I am going to call and contact the police. While my mother was in this, at 5 o'clock, I had already contacted my parents to be like, I'm calling the cops. I have the judge number. I have everything. So when my aunt saw that I was getting ready to go get the money so that these people could come in, and then she called my mom. She's like, we have to intervene because it's like Rebecca's really determined. She's like, she says she's not gonna be in the house. My mom was like, "Well, I'm not here. Tell them to get out. What am I supposed to do? Tell them to get out." The girl doesn't want to get out. She's like, she doesn't have anywhere to go. At this point, I don't give a damn. Get the fuck out. I don't want you here. You, I don't know what you're capable of doing. My life first. You need to leave this house ASAP. Get out. So my aunt, she calls my mom. My mom is like, "Well, I don't know what to do." So my mom calls me, and I have a hammer in my hand. I'm like, "I'm gonna break the door down, mom, because they're not opening the door. I want her gone." It's still morning. It's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I'm talking to the judge. So the judge tells me to come at 11 to come pick her up. They're coming down and everything. The judge has a meeting at 2 p.m. So I'm like, okay. So we're like, so this is last week Wednesday. So my mom is like, so my cousin, my other aunt, she's like, okay, like she's calling her mother, like my cousin, she's calling her mother. She's like, let she needs to evacuate. Like Rebecca says, she's not sleeping in the house with her. Why did she do that? Why did she trash her stuff? Why did she do that? The mother is incapable of answering. She's like, oh, you know what? I don't know what happened. I was downstairs. I didn't even know when she went upstairs. Mind you, the mother just doesn't know how to control her. So my aunt is like, okay, well, she needs to leave. Like, call a friend, call somebody, because Rebecca says she's not sleeping with her in the house. Like, she gotta go. And then my cousin is like, well, I don't know. Ooh. So, paano din putok mo yung kita kala. So my aunt is like, you know, her mother says, "Well, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm trying to figure out. Like, I call somebody. Everybody's packed. This is Haiti right now. This is Port-au-Prince right now. Everybody has extra people in the house. So you knew what was up. Big and bad trash just inside your house. And then you want to stay here? Oh, girl, no. So my mom is trying to figure out. Okay, my mom tells my aunt, can you take her? Can you take her? My aunt who knew, because my mother doesn't know that I've been telling these people about her behavior. So my aunt, when my mom said, can you take her, like take her for a couple of weeks or something, my aunt says, oh no, no, I don't think this is possible. Maybe the younger one, but yeah, no, like I'll pass. So they don't have a place, but it's like I have this other force. I'm adamant. It's like I'm adamant that she has to go. Like something in me, I'm adamant. I'm adamant that she needs to go. And I was also trying to beat time because I was like, you know what? If it gets late, I'm not gonna be able to get them out because she'll say that it's too late. Like they'll say that it's dark outside. So finally, when it's 2 o'clock, her mom says to one of my aunts, she's like, "Oh, she packed everything already. She's waiting for her friend to pick her up and she's gonna go." So my aunt calls me. She's like, Becca, try to come down, try to stay upstairs, don't go downstairs. Her mother says that, a friend of hers is going to pick her up. Becca, try to come down. So I sit where we were sitting right now. I'm waiting. I'm looking through the windows trying to figure out if I see a car. So it's 2:30 and I'm like, I don't see no fucking car. I don't see nobody. I don't hear them downstairs because they're trying to get me to come down. That's the thing. They're trying to be like, okay, we've seen her at it before. She usually goes crazy, but she'll come down. But after what this girl did, I was like, I'm not staying in this house with this girl. This girl is crazy. She's capable of the most. So 2:30, I don't see no car. I don't hear them. I just take my hammer. I go downstairs. I knock on the door. I bang the door. I'm like, if you people don't want me to break this door, I say, if I break this door, if I come inside with this door, I will fucking hit all of you with the hammer. I don't care. I'm ready to go to jail today, but you need to leave. So when they see that I'm a diamond, that's finally when the girl opened the fucking door. She's in her nightgown and she's looking at me like, "Ugh, I can't." You know the look she gave me, guys. That girl gave me a look like, I can't believe you betrayed me. The look that she gave me when she realized that I was a damn and that she had to go was a look like, wow, really? After I've spoken to you and told you, but baby girl, moi pas vin mette la vie in jeopardy. Right now, your emotions are high. You don't know how to act. You look at your reaction. You literally vandalize this entire house. You vandalize the house, and you want me to sleep in this house with you? It's a no. You have to get out. I don't want to look at you. I don't have anything to say to you. I don't know you. Get out. I'm not staying here with you. I'm not putting my life in jeopardy with you. So she takes a shower, and I think it was like 5 o'clock when finally, and it's so crazy. It's the one of the ladies who works here. She's known me since I was a kid, but she's she's all of them, but she's one of the people. She we going to bathroom, man. She was like, no, you cannot be here with her. And when she was coming out, she told me, she was like, step, don't be around here, because when she's coming out, you don't know where she's gonna come out. You know if she's gonna have like any weapon and jump at you. So, and she finally lives. But you would think that she would leave, things would be quiet. The next day, my mom comes. I didn't touch the room. I left it there because I wanted my mom. My dad is still in the state. He's doing the whole Haitian soccer thing. He's a big soccer person, so he stayed to go to do the soccer thing. So when my mom came, I wanted her to see, because it's one thing to see, and everybody had told me don't touch the room, leave the room here, which was so upsetting for me, because it's like my room is my safe space. This is where I work. This is where I pray. This is where I do all my thing. And so yeah, when my mom came, she did. I know she's saying it because I had the door wide open. Um, you know, but so this happened last week, and I was sick. I was very, very sick, guys. I couldn't, like, people had to bathe me, and I had to use a lot of leaves, massage, thé pour tension, thé pour colère. I couldn't bend my head. I couldn't turn my head. I couldn't do anything, But thankfully, my family, I'm telling people, all my family knew, all my family who's in the South. I call all my family in the States. And the mixed reaction, like everybody in Haiti understood, and they side with me. My older sister, she did not excuse the girl's behavior, but I felt like she was like, you could have handled it differently. And I did not agree with her. And I was really upset with her when she insinuated, like, my older sister, I felt like she insinuated that because the girl was 22, like, I could have handled it differently. And for me to know, like, and even with her, I felt like, why would you insinuate that when I was literally driving you crazy almost every single day since these people have moved in? My life before anything. And if I had to take her out that day, I would have taken her out. Meaning, like, I would have done it in a blink of an eye. When my younger sister, at this point, I don't want to talk to her. She hasn't been in Haiti for 20 years. Sits in upstate New York in Manhattan, living the beautiful life. You have no business to comment on events that you can't comprehend. Being in the US, always doing this upstate New York shit thing. That's your life. It's cool. But you are really disconnected from the reality of Haiti. Pa jam kite yon moun pou e jol yo lan zafè ou. Lè ke wap viv yon realite ki se realite pa ou, e ou kon ki so wap pran, if you moving accordingly. Don't let nobody trying to tell you any other thing. And this whole situation carried through until this week, because my younger sister, she sent me an email which was a very derogatory email. So I had to put her in her place. Right or roughly, I waited because I had been all last week I was sick, so I couldn't really reply to her. And as soon as I felt better, I think it was Tuesday, and I just replied to her, and I really had to put her back in her face, and exchange a few words with her as well, because it's like, just because it's the same. And it's been mind bugging for me, because if I think about the whole commotion that I had online with these Haitian people about the whole situation with this guy who did the amusement park, and it's like it brought my spirit down a lot. And now the situation and the division with people who felt like people in Haiti who felt like, man, you should have, like, my godmother called me. I hadn't even talked to my godmother in months, and my godmother called me. I think it was Thursday, and then my godmother said, Becky, I just kept thinking about you, and I said, and then this is what's going on. This is what's going on. She was like, what? And I sent the pictures, the videos to my godmother. She said, you should have beat her life out. Everybody's like, you should have beat her out. I'm like, I can't beat her up. This is not like, she's like, c'est pas génération côté au petit monde ko ka bat, it's not the same generation. Ou pa ka bat ti moun sa, ou pa ka fon se yu bagay. So I know what I'm dealing with, and I felt kind of like very offended, especially at my younger sister. Like, you don't know the situation. You haven't been in Haiti in 20 fucking plus years. You sitting here living the lavish lifestyle, going from places to place. Okay, it's all good, but don't tell me about Haiti. Don't tell me about how to protect myself. Don't tell me about how to protect my life. You thinking because she's 22, it's your 22. You thinking that because it's 22, it's the 22. When no, it's not the same. Even if she was 15, I would have still acted the same way because I know what I'm dealing with. I know the behaviors. I know what I'm in the presence of. Oh my God. So my younger sister, in the email that she wrote me, and one of the reasons that I also wanted to come here and bring this up to you, I did feel like it was a moment of teaching. I did feel like I wanted to share this information because a lot of time you guys see me online and you guys see me, living good. But I tell you guys all the time, I'm just as Haitian as all of you. And the issues that are going on in Haiti, they trickle down and they will affect you one way or another. We don't have any issues in the house. Everybody is okay. But look at the external situation that came here and look at what it brought. Do you know what I mean? And my younger sister, in the email that she sent me, she mentioned the youth agency, which is my work, right? She said something that pissed me off because she said to me, I'm having a hard time understanding how you are supporting the youth of your country with the youth agency, and the situation happened and you were unable to handle that. And I'm like, wow. Let me get an email. So when I'm looking at this email, I'm like, you the type of bitch who would actually try to take me under the ground. Like, you the type of bitch, if my organization, the youth agency, is having money, you would use that against us because in your eyes, you're thinking that I should have managed it. No, baby, you don't know what's going on in Haiti. You don't know what's been happening. The girl is in my house. The girl is in my vicinity. I have to protect myself. If I feel like my life is in danger, I'm not looking at you like you my daughter, you my niece, you my anything. I'm looking at you like we could throw hands. Like, you coming at me like that, I'm going to reply to you like that. I've opened myself to the girl, but the living situation, the way she needs professional support, she needs therapy, she needs to be outside of the situation. That's why she ran from her house to come here. But the minute that she ran, her mother ran because her mother is irresponsible. Her mother doesn't want to face. So I was really upset, guys. My older, I've been giving them the business. I have all of them. It didn't stop. Okay, I spent Monday. What it was yesterday, Monday, Monday, because I was waiting because I couldn't. First, I was stiff. I couldn't do anything, so I was waiting to feel physically better, and I really did. I'm saying someone can be an IT. Someone qui wet, someone qui tendait. C'est même gens que, oh my God, the noise is coming. C'est même gens que Faces of Haiti, I blocked that page. I had to. Because when I tell you May, the month of May is usually a beautiful month for me. But It's been a very emotional month. Parce que moi ka ouais. And we'll come back live sometime next week. Um, I see the future. I see what's getting ready to happen with Haiti. I know the moves, the conversations that are getting ready to happen. And it feels like I'm the only one fighting. It feels like I'm the only one throwing hand. And thank God I have my motherfucking spiritual guys with me because it's too much sometimes. It's like when you're trying to like it's just like too much. So emotionally I've been going through it. I was going through it. I'm upset. My mom, she doesn't say much. I keep voicing them up. I send them voices forward straight to all of them because it's like I was upset. I told my mom and I said to my mom, listen, you know what? Tell your child to never step in my face. Talking about the younger one. I said because you take the three of them, it's not gonna equal me. So tell them to never step their foot in my face, like her specifically. But with her, I just feel like we don't think alike. She's kind of, and when the stuff happened in the beginning, I did call her and I was like, hey, this is what's going on in the house, and all she had to tell me was that. Rebecca, you have to leave. Like, why can't you leave Haiti? So, what is the conversation that you're gonna have with someone like that? This is this is not our reality for those of us who are in Haiti. This is not our reality. So, anyways, I really felt like I wanted to come to you guys. It's a very personal story. But I first I wanted to share, um, because the discussion that I had with you guys last time, I mentioned that mental health is the number one thing that people in Haiti need. And look at the situation that happened. This girl, she's going through it. I know she's going through it, but I can't support her when mentally now she's looking at me like I'm the op, because she's looking at me like you my op, like you have a problem with me being in your house. Every time I have a conversation with her mom, trying to get her mom to reason, like at 43, it's not about wigs. Like, anyways, so I had to be very reflective, about this work, about everything. You know, I'm so upset. I'm so angry, still very upset. At this point, this is the type of issue that you have, and you wish or you yearn for a man. I wish that I had a good man in my life. A man qui était first of all, put it down on me real good, non-stop. Like, femme descend un peu tension, but also a man who could be like, babe, let me fly you out. Let's go take a vacation. Bam fly you out. On a fait 15 jours dehors, on a aller au côté. Like, I've been feeling that. I've been feeling that. It's been a lot. It's, guys, when my aunt was 74 years old, my aunt who passed away, this was 2018, I think. This was around the time that I was still doing the back and forth between Boston and Haiti. I realized one thing. I saw that she didn't have the support. I knew that I was no longer going to live in the US. And my brother was not available. He was taking care of his business. I said to my aunt, sell your house. I said, sell your house and look for, like, the other sister who lives in Capelan. I said to her, just get a space over there. She did not listen to me. She paid the consequences heavily, heavily. I'm trying to avoid that. My mom is like 74, 75 years old. In 5 years, my dad is going to be 80 years old. My issue is that at this age, my parents should not be responsible for people. My younger sister is 36 years old. That's how old their younger child is. At this age, why are these people having to deal with people's issues? I'm trying to avoid certain things because these people, the lady, the girl left, but her mom is still here, her grandma is still here, her sister is still here. If the grandma dies in this house, the responsibility of the daughter and her child is going to be on my mom. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. Because I know, see, if they go home and their grandma dies, then my mom can support, she can send money, she can do that, but they're not here. The minute that my mom is old school Haitian. If her sister dies in her house, she's automatically gonna feel like she has to be here for these other people. And I'm just trying to avoid that. But I don't know. At this point, I'm like, if people are not understanding me, if they're not, I'm gonna just back up and they can handle their stuff. But I don't know, guys. I just want my peace. And I just want, not only do I want my peace, but I see further. And in life, you have to fall on shikabonu, and this is not a good situation. My battery is going off. I'm gonna charge my phone so I can still film a couple of TikTok videos. Um, this is what I had to share. This is what's been going on. It's a lesson for a lot of us. It's been heavy, and this is why I tell you that when it's a lot going on in Haiti. It's a lot going on for Haitian people. We all are feeling it one way or the other. It's tight. It's heavy. It's painful. But you gotta put yourself first, and you gotta make decisions that are going to protect you and your family. I'll talk to you guys next